I walk in the night, but I also walk in the day. I am Daywalker. I hunt vampires. That is my job. If they cause a problem, you know I'll be after them. They will fear me. I will stop them. I hate vampires, and I will defeat them.
Arturo? What are you doing?
I'm cosplaying as Blade right now.
When it comes to Blade, people might have actually forgotten about him, or at least in his earlier days of the film industry back in the late 90s, while he got overshadowed by Black Panther. And that's why I think Blade is important to talk about, because he really was the one that set the standard for modern hero movies. A specific other series that will follow soon after Blade would be the X-Men series, and onward until we get the MCU. If it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't even have this. So we gotta thank Blade for that. But on the other hand, we also can't forget this film, because it seemed like back when Black Panther came out, people forgot about him. While Black Panther to many eyes would be considered the first black MCU or Marvel hero to be adapted into film, he is not the first. Blade was. Blade came out decades before Black Panther. And while you could say this was the start for the Marvel universe to expand to get to the MCU, and we do get Black Panther, so all credit has to go back to Blade. And that is why I'm going to definitely be reviewing Blade. And yeah, let's just see if it still holds up today, years later.
And we're gonna kill some vampires with this sword. Ignore the fact that it's bent. It will suffice. It will suffice.
What's wrong, baby?
When it comes to the plot, Blade's pretty simple. We get a flashback of 1967. Blade is born, but his mom was killed by a vampire, which she was bitten, but she also gave birth to him at the same time. Years later, he is a vampire hunter, but also a vampire himself, who can walk outside in the day. When a doctor is hurt, he saves her, but there are other things going on that he must hunt. He hunts any vampire who tries to cause a problem. And with this woman he saved, she will see the underworld of the vampire world, and a vampire who wants to become the most powerful vampire. Yeah, overall, the plot is pretty simple. I mean, the opening of this movie right here is already indication that this film's gonna be a badass movie. With awesome action scenes, some pretty good music, fight scenes I like, it's all good, right? And yeah, like I mentioned about soundtrack, it's pretty catchy in the film. The characters, especially Blade, I mean, come on, he's a badass. He's cool with the glasses, the black jacket. I mean, the way he looks is just a badass. Sometimes he has his goofy personality, at least at one point, which is kind of odd, which doesn't really entirely fit the whole film, but okay. Most of the time, it's serious. He's serious. His assistant, Abraham, who helps him and runs a facility where they stay at, giving him some weapons, but he also helps him control his vampiric side of him. He was basically someone that adopted him when he was little, even though he was going to kill him because he too hunted vampires because he lost his family. And Karen Jensen, the doctor, is thrown into the situation after a specific night, which changes her life forever. But she stays by Blade's side and helps him out. Film-wise, it looks pretty good for 98. I will say the film gives you more of a vampiric feel, gloomy, dark. And the editing I didn't really have much of an issue with, and the action scenes are top notch. Really good fighting scenes. Though the effects near the end are, yeah, they're old. But the action scenes are very well shot. The fighting scenes, yeah. And like I said, the opening cutscene, awesome. Now, I am going to note a little bit of a minor spoiler here, so you might as well skip this to progress. But let's just say there's a specific plot point with his mother, which I kind of felt like they probably could have left his mother out of a specific thing. We could have just had the fact that she died after getting bitten by the vampire, but after giving birth to him. But they bring her back near the end, and it's just kind of odd to see a son and mother thing. The mother is now bad. The son is trying to stop evil. And yet his mother accepts the fact that she's a vampire. I mean, okay, I get that, but I don't know, I just felt like that was kind of odd. To me, I felt like they could have just left that out when it came to the mother part. It's not really going to ruin the entire film. I still liked the plot. I still liked the movie. It is really good. As for my enjoyment, this was an enjoyable film. It's what started the whole modern Marvel films to begin with. Even though X-Men would definitely push that boundaries even further after Blade, we gotta really give Blade credit here. Overall, I mean, I actually enjoyed it for what it is. It's a really good vampire movie. Technically a Marvel movie because Blade is a Marvel character. Come on, Daywalker!
Well, people tend to have forgotten about Blade because Black Panther overshadowed him. However, we cannot forget what really started it all. Blade. I like Black Panther. It was a really good movie. But boy oh boy, Blade. Let's just say the first one is a decent one at that. A really decent one at that. Without it, we would not have had Black Panther. And that is why I'm going to say it is a good movie. I will say the second one is probably the best of the best when it comes to the Blade series, but we'll get to that another time. Until then.
Dude, you're kind of freaking me out. Are you like another clone or something? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to be right now?
Clone number 3. Let me be character right now. I'm Blade. To kill off some vampires. Definitely.
Dude, you're like freaking me out, okay? I don't know if this is you or just my imagination or something, but like, why are you cosplaying?
Go away, clone number 3. Go